Now, the Federal Executive Council has approved the 2026-2028 Medium-Term Expenditure Framework and Fiscal Strategy paper. At its latest meeting on Wednesday, the Council received, treated, and approved the single memorandum presented by the Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning, which stipulates that all the key monetary and fiscal indicators and parameters which will form the basis of the 2026 budget proposal. Minister in charge of Budget and Economic Planning, Senator Atiku Bagudu, while briefing State House correspondents after the FEC meeting, which was presided over by President Bola Tinubu in Abuja, hinted that the financial documents are products of painstaking consultations with critical stakeholders for technical inputs.
The Government of Nigeria revenue from all sources is projected at 34.33 trillion, inclusive of 4.98 returned by government-owned enterprises. And this figure is lower by 6.55 trillion, or 16% lower than that of the 2025 budget estimate. And the federal government expenditure breakdown by major heads shows that the statutory transfers will be around 3 trillion, debt service expenditure 15.91 trillion, and non-recurrent debt expenditure, which is personnel cost, pension cost, about 15.27 trillion. And interesting, the deficit is projected at 20.1 trillion, which is 3.61% of the estimated GDP.
Also speaking, Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister for the Economy, Wale Edun, said President Bola Tinubu was particularly appreciative of the efforts of the presidential economic team for driving Nigeria to a globally competitive economy, even as available data shows reduction in inflation and sustained growth in the non-oil sectors. He said Mr. President particularly emphasized the need to ensure prudence in expenditure by ensuring maximum values are derived from every fund expended by ministries, departments, and agencies of government.
Ministries, departments, and agencies should prioritize their spending, capital spending, to focus on growth-enhancing projects, growth-enhancing initiatives, and that the economic management team would help collate those priorities for his final input. And of course, the large legacy projects would also be a priority of Mr. President. They will be prioritized in terms of capital expenditure.
Meanwhile, the Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Isiaq Salako, explains that through federal government funding, the ongoing rejuvenation of the primary health institutions will be sustained even as the ministry intends to scale up its priority commitment in the vaccination exercises across the nation's public health.